Hello there, everyone. Hey, Ron, Bill and Karen, Lauren. Let us know that you can see and hear stuff that's going on. Hopefully, that'll be us.
Hi, everybody.
Wow, how's it look? Can you hear us? Can you see us? Lauren says all good.
Hi.
That's good to know. Let's see, I need to fix that a little bit. You can go on. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 178 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us, Geeks on Tour. Today's beginner's lesson is how to navigate with Google Maps, but first, Chris has a quick tip.
This is actually still about Google Maps, but it's walking directions, and it's a beta feature, so I figured I'd stick it in as a quick tip. But it's just really cool. Go to the next. It's about augmented reality. If you have ever tried using walking directions navigating with Google Maps, I wonder if you've gotten as confused as we have. You need to walk like a whole block in one direction before you see if you're going in the right direction. That's what this feature is meant to fix. And to show you what it actually looks like, Video 590.
Hi, this is Chris Gold with Geeks on Tour, and this little video is about a new feature in Google Maps which gives us augmented reality when using walking directions. Take a look. Here's Google Maps. I've entered my destination and I've selected walking as my travel mode. The blue dot is me, and as I turn, the blue light indicates the way I'm facing. That helps me know which direction to go, but watch this. When I tap on Live View and lift the phone, it sees my real-time surroundings, and using augmented reality, it places these big blue arrows right on the screen to let me know which way to walk. This is just so cool. It tells me it's not safe to keep the phone up in front of my face the whole time. Put it down, and it goes back to regular navigating view. But anytime I need more help, I just lift up the phone, it sees my surroundings, figures it out, and puts the augmented reality right in front of my face, like a heads-up display.
Pretty cool.
It really is.
Yeah.
Now, it's still in beta, but we tried it. You had the early beta because of Google Maps something or other.
On my Google phone, yeah.
Yeah, and that we tried that like 6 months ago, and it struggled too much. But we used it this last tour when we were in New York City. Talk about getting lost in New York City. And it worked pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. It has a lot of stuff to draw from in New York City, though. I think that's why it works so well there.
Well, I was really surprised when I recorded this little video just the other day here in Fort Lauderdale. It surprised how good it was.
Yeah.
So next time we're in London, remember getting lost in London?
Yeah, we would have to walk like blocks in one direction, and then we're
and be watching to see are we going the right way?
It's getting so much better, and it's well worth trying, I think, anyway. So we invite you to sign up for our free newsletter, subscribe to this channel, become a premium member at Geeks on Tour, and premium members get Mrs. Geek's Guide to Google Photos, and you can also get it at Amazon, but it's the ebook there. That's cool. Hi, I'm Jim, and here together with my wife Chris, we're Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your Android phone or your iPad tablet, and how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach, and we think that lifelong learning is very important. Learn every day, or at least once a week with us. We think that bite-sized pieces on a regular basis. So that's why we came up with this show, and all of our shows are archived on our website at geeksontour.com.
Yeah. So where are we now, Chris?
We're back home in Fort Lauderdale after.
That's nice.
And you waited till we got home to get sick.
Yeah, I think I felt a little bit something coming on, but I got a full-blown cold. I'm getting over it now. I'm much better than I was a couple of days ago. So anyway.
So now it's my turn.
Oh, no.
So 3 months we were on the road, traveling in our little road trek motorhome, 5,000 miles. I think I counted it up. We did 17 seminars at 12 different venues. And for all of you along the way who hosted us giving our seminars or just met up with us and had some fun, thanks. It was great fun.
It was a really nice trip.
We'll do it again sometime. Except for that one time when the van broke down.
Well, into every life
some rain must fall. Yes.
It was all right. I want to remind our premium members that we have a backstage pass. You can join us live after the show and what we call the green room, and you'll get the link from an email. As a premium member, you're on our email list, or you can go to geeksontour.com and log in and write down there, and we'll have a bonus tip on mapping photos.
No, it won't be on mapping photos. I didn't update that. I do have a bonus tip for you. Anybody who comes in the backstage, in fact, you'll see it. I have a little teaser later on.
Okay. Any questions out there? Let's see. Who's here? Well, they can hear and see us, and my sister is here. Hello, Sister Debbie and Sheila Hensley. Good to see you. Wonderful.
And Bill and Richard and Warren and Ron.
Cool. All
okay.
Right. Let's see. So our beginner's lesson today is how to navigate using Google Maps.
Yeah, boy, did we use this a lot the last 3 months.
Well, as travelers, you do.
Yeah. I mean, we're traveling every day, and we're never any place where we know where we are. So we used it. So what we're talking about is turn-by-turn voice-directed, and this is a beginner's lesson. We've done this before, but I went and looked back, and you know what? The screens hardly look at all the same as they did a couple of years ago. So we just figured it was time to revisit the beginner's lesson of navigating with Google Maps. Turn-by-turn, voice-directed. A computer cannot do it. It just can't. A Chromebook cannot do it unless you're willing to get the extension.
All right, there's a Chrome extension where it can use your GPS from
your phone.
And that's pretty cool stuff.
That is. But we
haven't tried that yet.
And because a Chromebook has a nice big screen.
I love the size of the screen.
So that would be cool. We find, though, that the iPad mini, our little iPad mini, is, I think, a perfect size for a navigation device. And Jim has rigged up some magnetic mounts to the dashboard. And, yeah, there's just this little magnetic plate on the back. And just, boom, stick it on the dash, and we're good to go. One thing that's real important to know, though, if you have an iPad that is Wi-Fi only, it can't do turn-by-turn navigation.
Apparently the chip that handles the GPS is on the same chip that the cellular capability is. So if it can get a number, you don't have to have a number, but if it can have a number, then it should be able to have the GPS chip on there, and it will do turn-by-turn navigation. Because GPS is just a receiver. You don't have to have a service to make it useful.
Right. You don't. It doesn't have to be getting cell service. It just has to be the cellular capable model.
Yeah, it still has to have some data. So if it gets that through the cellular, all the better. But it could be connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot in your RV or in your car.
Yep. And I think that's the next slide. Yes. Internet is required. Google Maps is cloud-based. So that means it needs an internet connection to get directions. So our iPad, we don't have it connecting to its cellular service. We have an AT&T hotspot in the RV as we travel, and the iPad connects to that Wi-Fi. But one thing that you should know, once a route is set, you don't need internet. My example of that, we were in England and we didn't have local internet service, but we wanted to use Google Maps to navigate. Well, we found a pub with a Wi-Fi hotspot. We got out our devices and we told it to navigate to the next stop. And it figures out the route. And once the route is figured out, you can follow it. You don't need internet as you're driving if you're staying on the one route. Now, if you get off, it cannot re-navigate. It cannot recalculate to a different route. So you do need internet. So first thing, just want you to see. The last bullet on that last side was, if you know you're going to be out of internet service for a while, you can download sections to your phone. So you can navigate offline if you've thought ahead and downloaded those sections to your device. Okay, that's it for internet. Now we want to actually do a navigation.
This video is about navigating using Google Maps. Once you've opened Google Maps on your mobile device, the first step is to find your destination. You can type in the search bar, and if it gives you multiple results, just tap on the one that is correct. Then step 2 is to tap the little button that says Directions. It will show you some options. Make sure that your correct travel mode is selected and your starting point is your location. Then tap Start.
Head east toward Northwest 21st Avenue, then turn left onto Northwest 21st Avenue. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Northwest 39th Street. Turn left onto Northwest 39th Street. Continue for 1 mile. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Northwest 31st Avenue. Turn right onto Northwest 31st Avenue. In a quarter mile, make a U-turn at Northwest 50th Street, West Commercial Boulevard.
If you know a better way, you don't have to go the way that Google says.
I wasn't finished?
No.
Uh-oh.
Well, it was almost finished. It just stopped and said, here you are, and it shows you a picture of the place that you are parked in front of. So that was just to make sure, in case you've never done navigation with Google Maps, that's what it looks and sounds like. So now I want to do a little bit of live demonstration, but let me read through these steps first. So the steps to start and stop navigating. Number 1, you find the destination, and you can do that one of several ways. You can type the address, you can type a place name, you can click on a place on a map, or you can speak. You can give it voice directions. Once you have your destination found, you tap Directions. Make sure that your starting point is set, and I'll point all these out. Make sure that your travel mode is set correctly. You can travel by car, bus, walking, biking, or ride sharing like Uber. All of those are built in. Then when it's ready, you tap Start. And to end navigation, you tap the X. So I'm going to demonstrate first on my Samsung, my Android phone. And also, we're talking about the Google Maps app, not the website. You know, you need to have the app installed. It is a free app from Google. You get it in your Play Store. So let's see. Let me first show by typing in an address. So if I tap under search here and I type in an address, so 2121 Northwest, and hopefully it'll appear before you have to painstakingly type too much. If what you are looking for appears, you tap it on the list. That's a lot easier than completing the full typing. And then if that is the right place, you tap directions. And in this case, there is no alternates. Let me show you another one. I'm going to back out, so that left arrow in the top left backs out of this location, and then I also have to tap an X to get rid of that address. Let's say I need to go to the grocery store, Publix. And now I don't know that that's the right Publix there, so I'm just going to search for Publix, and it gives me details of the ones that are near me. And I say, I think I'll go to that Commercial Boulevard one. And you tap directions. Now, why do I tap directions rather than just tapping start? That's because I might have alternates that I prefer. So these gray lines are alternates. The blue line is what it has suggested. And I kind of like this back road up here, so I'm just going to tap on that gray line. It turns blue, and now I can start. But I'm really not going there, so the way you stop navigating, you exit out on an Android. It's slightly different on the iOS. It's this X down here. It has now stopped navigating, but it still is showing you the directions to where you said you wanted to go. So you back out with the left arrow, and then you back again, and then you X. You know, you have to keep backing out until you're back to just a plain. And one more. Let's say I want to talk to it this time. And I could use the Google Assistant, or I can just tap on this microphone. Take me to work.
You work?
I figured somebody would catch that.
GPS signal lost.
Oh, that's interesting. No, I don't work. This is my work. I play. But I have made sure to go into my settings and found a place that I used to work out in Plantation and put that in as my work address so that I could show you this feature. But no, I'm not going to go to work. I X out and I back up. All right, so that's my demo on the Android.
All right.
And next is searching a long route. I made so much use of this summer.
Hi, this is Chris Gold with Geeks on Tour, and this tutorial video is about how to search a long route. So my point is, I am navigating, and this is key. You must be already navigating to a destination for this to work. I want to look for a gas station. I don't want to look for a gas station anywhere in the Chicago area, just along my route. To do that, in navigation mode, you tap the search button and gas stations. And it shows you all the gas stations along your route, including the price. Pretty good. I see there's one at $2.56. If I want to go to that one, you just tap it. It will add that stop to your route and navigate you there. When you're done, you tap a button for continue and it will finish. Now, what if I also would like to find a Cracker Barrel? Well, when I tap search, Cracker Barrel is not one of the options, but I don't have to choose an option. I can type Cracker Barrel and search. And it will search to see if there is a Cracker Barrel along my route. There is not, but it shows me ones that are nearby. I'm going to skip Cracker Barrel and just clear results. And that is how you search along routes.
And we did use that a lot. Anything I would want, I would start to just do a regular search. I mean, the iPad, in our methodology, the iPad is on the dash and it's doing navigating. And then I have my phone in my hand and I'm doing whatever else. I would start searching for stuff, but then I'd realize it would find things way, way over there. I want to search just along my route. And that it works so well. You can find, gas stations. Notice that it did not have diesel prices, though. So if you have a diesel rig, you still need to use Gas Buddy, which is our other method for finding gas stations. But you can find rest areas, restaurants, campgrounds, Walmarts, anything you're looking for. And if you use the search along route rather than just searching, you get it along your route. All right. Then as you keep using navigation more and more, I think you'll find this next tip helpful.
So in your Google navigation settings, there is one called Map Display and Map North Up. Let me show you what happens when you're navigating if it's set to Map North Up. So even as we turn, the map stays put in Map North Up. As opposed to if I turn off that setting by tapping on the up arrow, settings, turn off Map North Up. Now, as we travel, the map moves so that up is always the direction we're traveling. It follows us. But if I should ever want to get my bearings of where we are, zoom out and see it in Map North Up, I can just tap this little curly arrow button and it zooms out, it puts north at the top and lets me.
I didn't mean to do that.
Why do you stop it before it ends?
No, I didn't mean to do
that. That was almost at the end. The point being just that while it is in that zoomed out route view, it is still navigating. You will still hear her voice telling you what turns to take. And then you tap recenter in order to get it back to the main view. I just noticed Ron Brown says you can ask for diesel gas stations. Good to know. I will have to try that when I'm doing the next demo here. Since we don't have diesel, I haven't tried very hard to do that. But I know if you just tap the search and then gas stations, it only gives you regular and there's no settings. But if you search for a specific thing, it will give you that. Cool. Good to know. All right. Now let's just go over the different buttons on the screen. And I'm going to go clockwise, and I'll do it on my phone in a minute. So next turn, and then going clockwise, we see the little search magnifying glass. That's the search along route. Then tap the sound on or off. Then report road issue. This is new. It kind of comes from Waze. If you're accustomed, or if you've ever used Waze, which is another navigation app that Google owns, it is crowdsourced information about the road, and you can now report those same kinds of issues right in Google Maps. Then continuing on, there's settings. You tap on that little up arrow and you see all sorts of settings. Route view, which is what zooms out and puts north at the top. Trip stats and exit or end navigation, and then speed limit. That one's fairly new too. When you're actually on the road, you see both the speed limit and your speed if you've turned it on the settings. Okay, so let me show you these live. So first I need to be navigating somewhere. So let's just go to wherever I went to before, so I don't have to type anything. And I'm just going to tap start rather than directions and then start. So now we see up at the top is the next turn. This one is the search along route. And so let me see, diesel, how do you spell diesel? Diesel fuel near me, or that's still doing it on the route. And it's still giving me regular. Well, I'll have to play with that some more. I clear those results. Then this, you tap it and you have the choices for having the voice play, muting it, or just getting important messages. Here is the report road issues. And I haven't used this. I say it's pretty new. And because Jim likes Waze, so he keeps Waze running also when we're on the road. And if there's a report that needs to be made or confirmed, he does it. He does it that way. Now, down at the bottom, the up arrow is settings. And one setting here I want to show is under directions. This gives you all your turn-by-turns. I use this a lot to go down to the bottom and remember where it is that we're going. You know, sometimes we've changed our minds. And I want to remember what I have asked Google to navigate us to. And that's the easiest way to do that. And I'm always looking at these trip stats. 11 minutes to get to where I'm going. It's 3.2 miles, and we'll get there at 2:36. And then that is the exit out. Now I just want to show you the exact same thing with the iPad to show the differences. And, first let's go somewhere. Well, the next place that we're going next week is Denver. And notice, and we are going to Denver International Airport because we're not going to drive there, we're going to fly. If you ask for directions, notice there is an airplane. We can choose flying. And then, guess what? Google will sell us airfares. We're not going to do that, but just interesting to know. So let's actually go to Lazy Days. Lazy Days RV and directions. And it thinks we're going by public transit. So it's giving me some bus schedules. Nope, I want to go by car. So this is what's really important. I've sometimes asked for directions and it says, there's no way you can get there. I said, what do you mean there's no way I can get there? And then I realized I had it on walking directions and we were on a interstate and you can't walk there. So drive.
Head west on the Pines West, then turn right to stay on the Pines West.
So most everything is the same. There is your search along route. There is the mute and unmute. This one is one that they've taken away on Android, and I love this. This was just the put north at top, go back to facing me or facing my direction. North at top, this is like a compass needle, but they took that away on the Android and made you do it with this. So that's the one that zooms out and shows you whole route. Recenter is what puts you back to normal. The only real difference, though, is instead of exit being an X on the left, exit is this red button on the right. And instead of having a little up arrow that shows you your settings, you have to know that it's a swipe up to get into all your settings. And once again, I can go to directions and go down to the bottom to see where I have told this to go. All right. That everything? Oh, one other thing about settings. If you notice that you're only getting voice directions that say in a quarter mile turn left and it doesn't give you the street, any more detail, doesn't give you the street names, that's a voice selection. So let's go into settings here and sound and voice. Looks like this is something that can't be set while you're in navigation. So let's exit out of navigation, back out of the specific directions, back out again, and X that. There. These settings, 3-line menu, and settings, and it's still a navigation setting. All right, where'd it go?
They changed it.
And settings. Maybe it's not on the iPad. Either that or I'm just blind. I wrote an article last month. I'll have to go read my own article, or you can do it. It's how to get the detailed voice by choosing the voice that says speak street names. It's kind of fun to pick different voices. You can get the Queen's English, or you can get Cookie Monster.
And Halloween sounds.
For Halloween sounds. But those different voices don't speak the street names. So you need to find that setting wherever it went to and get it to speak street names. Okay, back to slides.
All right. Did all that?
I checked destination, tapping map. I didn't tap the map for a destination. So, yeah, let's say I'm back home and I want to go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is down here somewhere.
It's a $2 check.
There. So I see Trader Joe's on the map. You can tap on it and get directions. So that's just another way. And I'm still in public transportation. That's what had me messed up.
Hard to believe.
Okay. So check that you have the right navigation mode chosen. Review all buttons, swipe up for settings. Okay. Then one more tip about getting directions the way you want to go.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and this is a little tip about Google Maps. We are currently in Ocala, Florida, and we are headed to Heber Springs, Arkansas. So I want to ask Google Maps to take me to Heber Springs, Arkansas.
I go there, and then I have to tap on the directions to get a route. And it wants to know where I'm starting from. I have to tap on that and tap on your location. And now it will draw a route on the map from me to Heber Springs. But I notice it's taking me through Atlanta. I really don't want to go through Atlanta, and I don't like the alternate gray route for an hour and 40 minutes more. Seems like I should be able to go through Alabama somehow. So I zoom in a bit, and yes, I see a road going from I-75 over to through Montgomery. How do I force it to go that way? I want to add the stop in Montgomery. So I tap the 3-dot menu in the upper right and add stop. And I type Montgomery. Montgomery, Alabama. But what's wrong with this picture? It's taken me to Heber Springs and then back to Montgomery. Easily fixed. I just need to drag the Montgomery item up it before Heber Springs. Touch where the 3 lines are and drag it up. And now it's taken me the way I want to go. I can tap done and start. And I'm navigating.
I think that was the ending of
That was
of
the
that
end,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
A couple more slides.
All right. So, settings, 3-line menu, you talked about that.
Yeah, but not all of them. So let's I'm going to go back to my Android just in case there was something that was different. So on Android, without navigating anywhere, there are settings that are important. So 3-line menu and settings. And here is edit home or work. So if you tap on that, you get to enter in the address for your home and your work, which makes it so nice and easy to just say, take me home or take me to work. And you can have other people in there too. You can say, take me to Mary's house, and that's all in your locations. Offline maps, this is where you can store maps, download them. What else? And then most of the other settings are all under navigation settings. So sound and voice. Voice selection right there. I probably just didn't see it on the other one. Voice selection, and notice that default is the one that says speak street names. None of the other ones do. And playing over Bluetooth, that can help if you want to use it in car mode. We have to get a new car so that we have the ability using Android Auto to connect our phone to the dashboard GPS. That would be nice. And if you have OK Google detection on, yeah, you can just do things like a lot of things just by voice. And here are the route options. You have avoid highways, avoid tolls, and avoid ferries. That's it. Highways, tolls, and ferries.
Know how to help with that yet.
And I'm not even exactly sure what highways. I mean, highways certainly includes interstates, but it just means any big road. I don't know. We kind of like the highways ourselves, and I love ferries. So, and we don't mind tolls if it means we're on the best route. So we don't use any of those. And then here's the speedometer. If you don't see a speedometer on yours, maybe it's because your setting is off. And here's that live view walking option. If you don't have that on yours, maybe it's because the setting is off. All right, so that's the settings. And then, of course, there's always help. Use help. You'll learn more anytime you just go into help and browse around a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what about this?
Yeah, what about that? Google Maps can't help with low clearances. So if you're an RVer, if you have a big rig RV, or if you're a truck driver, then being aware of low clearance on roads can be extremely important, and Google Maps just doesn't do it. Now, this is the thing. If anybody's interested and comes into the backstage, I'll show you how I made this map, and I can use it. So let me show you. Let's go back to this for just a second. So I imported a database of low clearance, and I made a map out of it, and I can put that map on, low clearances. Well, let me show you how I got it. Under your places and maps and low clearances. That's one that I just made, and I can make it show up. And now, whenever I'm navigating to somewhere, so I can navigate to Anne's house, which is in Connecticut, the land of low bridges. And if I get directions, and this time I have to give it a starting point, your location, before I can actually navigate there and start. Now, the navigation will not avoid the low bridges, but at least you see them right on.
Head east.
Oh, I'm not seeing them.
I think you have to zoom in from there. You'll see them when you're in closer. There.
Yeah, I think maybe I had to not be navigating. Anyway, you can get the low bridges, and those are the ones that messed us up years ago in Connecticut.
Let's see. No new questions, just a bunch of people saying hi, and we're glad to see you.
Bicycling keeps you off the interstates, yeah, but it changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
But one thing that bicycling does is it shows you elevations. So that's cool.
Yeah, grades.
And I wrote an article about that on
And another thing we
geeksontour.com.
always say in our seminars, don't give up your paper maps when you're using these things. And we're talking about navigation in this show, but when people are planning their trips, it's really handy to have a paper map.
Well, even in navigation, I mean, if I'm saying, wait a minute, this doesn't look right, I understand how to look at a paper map. Rand McNally has been doing this a long time, and you can really get your bearings, and they can surface different things that you want to see. So,
right.
Paper map needs to be in the vehicle.
Well, we do have an app of the week, and it is another navigation app, and it's called Copilot. Copilot Live, mobile navigation. They've been around for a long time, and it's available on Android or Apple. It uses offline maps, and it's offline maps all on the device. So you download the different maps that you need there, and they stay, and you don't need an internet connection as you're navigating. You do need there is a special RV version that is aware of links and widths and propane and heights and clearances and all that stuff. And it's only $30 a year, and you can put it on a tablet that is GPS ready and do your navigation with that one. It's a really cool app. I've used it. I haven't needed it for a while, but it's a nice app to have.
And I think Rand McNally comes in an app version as well, rather than buying the several $100 dashboard unit.
You might be able to work with that, yeah.
And I think we called it Copilot Live. I think it's called Copilot GPS now.
They changed the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And some of the pricing too.
All right. Well, we invite you to become a member, become a premium member at Geeks on Tour. Just go to our website, geeksontour.com, and click Join Now. See our website. Click on the weekly class menu and scroll down to see all the show archives. And we have a bunch of shows. Wow, it's getting really up there. If you like this, go ahead and click on like in YouTube and make sure that you're subscribed to our channel and click on the bell there to get notifications.
I see your sister has a question.
Uh-oh.
If street names are wrong, will Google correct them? They need to be told. I mean, they might get corrected eventually anyway, but you can report. You can report wrong street names. Let me show you where that is. It's in Google Maps, 3-line menu, and send feedback. Send feedback, and then missing place, missing address, missing road, wrong information, the fact that your location is wrong, and then just any other feedback that you want. But this is the place. Now, how long it takes to get corrected, I've heard it being corrected in a week, and I've heard it being corrected in 2 years, so
might not be right away.
But that is the one thing that you can do.
Okay. And Chuck Parker wants to know will Google Maps allow external GPS input for a tablet? As far as I know, no.
Well, with the iPad and the iPhone, for example,
a tablet?
With an iPad that is Wi-Fi only, it can use the GPS in your iPhone to make this work. That I know. And it's not, you don't plug anything in. It's just a matter of it being in proximity. Yeah, and I think that works with Google Maps in addition to Apple Maps.
Okay.
But I haven't actually done it, so I don't know.
All right. Well, did you learn something? We have questions for you. True or false? All tablets can use Google Maps to navigate.
False. And sometimes, and don't believe the salesperson. We bought a tablet once that they guaranteed had GPS. But we opened Google Maps, said navigate, and it said, no, there's no GPS in this device.
Navigation requires 2 places, 1 and 2.
The destination, and then your starting place, which is your location, which is usually filled in for you, but not always.
True or false? North is always up in Google Maps.
False. Your choice.
You can speak to Google Maps and say, take me home, but what must you do first?
You must go into settings and tell it where home is.
Define home. True or false? To find gas stations along your route, you must already be navigating.
True. That's the search along route.
In the navigation settings, which of these can you specify to avoid? Ferries, low bridges, toll roads, or highways?
You can avoid ferries, you can avoid toll roads, you can avoid highways. You cannot avoid low bridges.
All right, a reminder for our members to come to the backstage. After this show, we'll open up a Zoom meeting, and you can get in there using the link that you received in an email, or go on over to geeksontour.com and click on Member Login. And after logging in, scroll down and you'll find the pass down there. So, Chris, what's the webpage that lists all of our weekly shows?
Geeksontour.com, and the menu item is Weekly Class.
And the webpage that lists all of our recent newsletters.
Geeksontour.com, and the menu item is Blogs and News.
Oh, and why do people pay $60 a year to join Geeks on Tour?
Well, they get to ask us any questions on our Q&A page. They get access to hundreds of tutorial videos, learning guides, and 7 ebooks. And they get written notes to these What Does This Button Do shows. And some of them just become a member to say thank you for everything that we do for free.
All right. So next time, live show, we'll be getting ready to go to Denver. It's probably not, but you never can tell. Stay tuned. If you have an idea for a topic, let us know. Anywhere you can get a hold of us, in the contact form, in the comments here, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Please leave a comment on this YouTube video afterwards, and that way we get more traction. That's it for this week. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour.
Keep on pushing those buttons.
Don't push my buttons.
I know how to push your buttons.
All right. Sign up for our newsletters. We'll see you sometime soon. Bye-bye.